Most people buy life insurance without truly understanding the product. Now, let's talk a little bit about life insurance just in general. Okay. You have two types of life insurance. You have a term and a permanent. Now, before I get into specifically the types of life insurance there is, let's talk a little bit about insurance. You're required to have homeowners insurance to protect the asset from the money that you borrowed from the bank. You have auto insurance that's required because you borrowed money from the bank to purchase that car. So those two are required by law, or at least if you want a loan. What isn't required, and it's optional, which makes no sense of not having it, is life insurance. You are the number one asset. Without you, there is no house, there is no car. You have to understand that they're going to require you to protect the assets that the banks have loaned you money for. But you have to make sure that you take care of the number one asset, which is you. That's what people have to understand. Now, term and permanent life insurance. Now, let's talk a little bit about term. Okay. Term is based on a period of time. It could be 5 years, 10 years, all the way up to maybe age 80. It's required for health, to protect your assets or protect your family, but it's temporary because it has a term. Permanent insurance is guaranteed till death. Now, let me give you an analogy. Term is like renting a house. Permanent is owning the house. That is the difference, the basic difference of the two types of insurance products. Now, some term have living benefits. Well, what is living benefits? Well, if you get critically hurt, chronically sick, or terminally ill, you can tap into your money. Not all carriers do that, but it is available. Permanent also has living benefits, and a lot of times it is available through most carriers. You're going to have for critical injuries, sicknesses, chronic, terminal, and they even have a component for long-term care. So when you age to a point where you can no longer take care of yourself, you can bring in caregivers to take care of you or use it to fund to go into a nursing home. The other thing it also has is cash value, cash accumulation, to be able to access cash when you need it. We call it, it's available much like a bank account as it grows, because it does grow over time. Matter of fact, I use my products to put my kids through school. So these are things that you can do with permanent life insurance. Now, the other thing I wanted to make sure that you understand is you need to have goals when you go and purchase a life insurance policy. What is the purpose of it? Okay, so make sure that you do have that discussion with your significant other, because if it's specifically to cover your family, then you need to check what you need to cover your family, not just for that immediate year, but for the next 10 years, because they're going to be grieving. Remember, you are the number one asset. These products are very important to make sure that you and your family's lifestyles are not interrupted due to a circumstance such as being sick or God forbid, you passing away. That's the purpose of these products, is to protect the number one asset known to man, is you. But you go get homeowners insurance, you go get car insurance, but you even have health insurance, okay? But that's only if you get sick, to make sure you can pay the hospital bills, but you don't have life insurance to protect yourself and your family. That's the bottom line discussion Yes, there's differences of the types of products, but it is a very important product because that's a misconception. Oh, okay. Well, if something happens to me, my family will be okay. Well, that's great. If you have the assets, you're in a great position. But you also have to understand that you need to make sure that you can take care of your family. Okay. So that is what I want to leave you with. The differences between the two products, understanding them at a high level. Okay. If you are curious about where you stand when it comes to life insurance, you can reach out. I can share that with you. You click the link below, and that will take you to a webpage, and you can, figure out where you stand as far as am I eligible? Because it is based on your health, not your finances. It's based on your health. Okay. So you do want to make sure that you research that. But I do recommend that you at least look at that, especially if you're the sole breadwinner. If you're the sole breadwinner in the family and something happens, which we hear about all the time, you're vulnerable. Okay. Forget about the house, the car. You're more important because nothing happens without you.